Now, I've had people ask me, Andre, what in the world are you gonna do with all of that YouTube money? And the answer is, pay the IRS. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you an investment where you do not have to pay taxes on at all. That's right, this is not clickbait, it's a triple tax advantaged account. And if you're sitting there wondering, what in the world is that? Then this is the video for you. And I finally got my health insurance just this year. It's right there. Hiya, magic. That's not really, my girlfriend got it for me, so now I am her dependent. But actually, a few months ago, I did a video about how I was avoiding paying health insurance, not by choice. It was through a church loophole that I was doing because I literally could not afford health insurance. But now that I finally have health insurance, I can get this checked out. It's the craziest thing. Yeah, so my pinky's just doing this weird thing where if I take it, I can actually almost just move it to the side like that and just completely take it off. Oh, it's such a weird feeling, but now I can get that fixed now that I have health insurance. So with that said, let's finally avoid paying some taxes.
We got something magical, pretending that nobody knows.
Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh, and I want to first give credit to somebody who largely inspired me to start saving early, investing, this whole financial independence, early retirement movement, and his name is Mad Fientist. He's an OG in the investing community, and many years ago, he published an article that talked about this very same topic. So out of great respect to him, I will leave a link in the description below this video for that topic on his blog, where you guys can learn a lot more. He's incredibly smart, so definitely check him out. But having said that, please watch this video all the way through, because if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, chances are I will have probably addressed them somewhere in the middle of this video. In order to effectively avoid paying taxes, you have to use something called an HSA, what stands for a health savings account. And what it is it's a savings account, pure and simple. Think of your checking and your savings accounts. It's like that, but it's an account that gives you many tax benefits. And it's for anybody who is enrolled in something called a high deductible health plan, or otherwise abbreviated as HDHP. And if you're like me and you didn't learn the months out of the calendar year until you were like 27 because you're special, then this next part is important. So a deductible is what you have to pay first before your health insurance kicks in to pay for the rest of it. So for example, let's say you had a $2,000 deductible healthcare plan. That means that, let's say if you were in an accident and you were to lose your finger, that means that you have to pay $2,000 first before your health insurance is gonna cover the rest of it. And ideally, you want your deductible to be as low as humanly possible. That's what a deductible is. A premium, on the other hand, is how much you pay for your health insurance, usually on a monthly basis. I don't know why they decided to call it something fancy. I wish it was something simple like your monthly bill, but they were just like, nah. Premium. Now this may seem obvious to maybe most of you, but it wasn't to me for like the longest time. Now this is important because in order to have an HSA account, you need to first be enrolled in a high deductible healthcare plan. And it doesn't always make financial sense for everybody in every situation, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the money that goes in your HSA is yours forever. It doesn't matter if you change jobs, if you lose your job, if you get fired, you still get to keep your HSA. But you can only put money into this account if you are enrolled in this HDHP like I just mentioned before. And also, you do not have to contribute money into this account. It's just a nice option to have. So I want you to right now pause this video and phone up HR in your company and ask, hello, can I get an HSA? Sign me up today. Since I'm a financial minimalist, this is the phone I use. It saves me a ton of money on my phone bill. But texting is a pain in the ass. Just kidding, this is a prop I bought for another video and I never made my money back, so now I'm trying to repurpose it and make my money back. But imagine if we did have to text on these kind of phones, it'd be so crazy, like, you live where? Mississippi? I'm sorry if you live in Mississippi, I don't mean to make fun. It'd just be a long thing to type out. But seriously, take advantage of HSAs because employers have also started to do matching contributions, which means for every dollar you put in, they will match as well, up to a certain threshold. Another thing is, if you lose your job halfway throughout the year, you can still contribute a portion of however long you worked for. So for example, if you worked 6 months out of the year, you can contribute up to half of the entire max limit for 2020, which right right now for individual plans is $3,550, and for family plans, it's $7,100 in the year 2020. You do not, however, have to contribute money every single paycheck. In fact, you could just procrastinate and contribute nothing, and then at the end of the year, just take one giant lump sum of money and just contribute the whole amount like I did when I set up my Roth IRA with M1 Finance. I did a tutorial. You can watch that video later if you're interested. But yeah, you can just contribute one lump sum and boom, you're good to go. So this HSA account is actually a way for the government to help people with higher out-of-pocket costs by incentivizing them to hopefully save and invest their money so that when they incur those costs, they can actually pay for them. Now, in order to understand why this Super Saiyan of an IRA exists and why it's so powerful, you first have to understand two other accounts, your Roth IRA and your traditional IRA. Now, if you know this information, then great, you know it. But if you don't, or if you still get confused like I used to, then this is the best way I have found to easily memorize this stuff forever. I want you to imagine the traditional IRA like a Porsche 911 Turbo. Just go with me on this one, because in that car, the engine is in the back. It's the first thing of the car. It's the first part of it. So if you're in a race, just imagine the engine is the first thing that gives you a turbo boost. So in the case of a traditional IRA, your money is actually contributed into it before paying any taxes first, or otherwise known as pre-tax money. So let's say you lived in Las Vegas, Nevada like I do, and you were earning $50,000 per year, but you did not contribute anything to your traditional IRA. That means your taxes for the entire year would be, that's your federal, state, and FICA taxes, would be $8,167. But now let's say you contributed the maximum, which is $6,000 to the traditional IRA. Now, the government is going to look at your income not like $50,000 per year, but instead $44,000 or whatever income is minus the contributions you made for that year. So now your taxes would be $7,447, which is a pretty substantial savings of $720. And that is the Porsche 911 Turbo. That is the traditional IRA. The Roth IRA is similar, but it works in reverse. So think of literally any other car that has an engine in the front. So like a Prius, which is gonna get you way farther than the 911 Turbo. So money that you contribute into this account is actually going to be already paid taxes on, and the government is still going to treat your $6,000 contribution as nothing. Your income is still $50,000, except the money that you put into the Roth IRA is gonna grow tax-free, and regardless of how much it's grown into, by the time you're ready to retire, you will be able to withdraw from it tax-free. Now that you understand both of those, the reason the HSA is so powerful is because it's a combination of both of them. It is neither the Porsche nor the Prius. It's like a Tesla, where your money that you put in goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and then you get to use it tax-free. It's like, instead of having an engine in the front or the back, it's a fully electric car. 0 to 60 at 2.28 second, instant torque, ludicrous mode. I know everything about Teslas, except I can't afford one, so I'm just gonna continue letting my dreams be dreams. And if you can't remember the whole car analogy, just think Goku and Vegeta when they fuse. An HSA is like a fusion of both of them. Most people, however, dismiss this account because of one simple rule, and the health savings account can only be used for medical expenses only. So most people think to themselves, oh, well, then I don't need one, I guess. I'll just prioritize my other retirement and investment accounts. But that is where they're wrong, because most people aren't even thinking this at all. Most people have no clue what an HSA is, or how to get one, or how to use one. I'm serious. Ask people on the street, ask your friend what an HSA is, and 9 out of 10 people will have no clue what it is. So you are way ahead just by watching this video. You know how I know? Because I just made that statistic up and you probably had no clue. Don't listen to YouTubers, myself included. Anyway, if you don't end up using your HSA for any medical expenses, you can use it for any expenses without penalty after 65, but you'll still have to pay an income tax on it like you would from your traditional IRA if it's not for qualified medical expenses. But you won't have to incur any more fees or penalties, and worst case scenario, this HSA becomes like your traditional IRA. Now, here's the best part of what you may may consider doing. And remember, this is only for entertainment purposes only because I'm still not a licensed professional, but instead of using that money, leave it alone and let it sit invested in a low-cost index fund that's tracking the stock market, only if your employer offers that option. So instead of using your HSA money to pay for your medical expenses, instead consider paying for them with your income right now that you're earning, and leave that money in the HSA and let compound interest do the magic of multiplying your money. But make sure to keep track of and save all of the receipts pertaining to those medical expenses, because that's going to let you know how much you can withdraw from your HSA. And as you start to pay for those medical bills, you can increase how much money you can withdraw in early retirement. So what you're effectively doing is you're taking your HSA account and you're slowly converting it to an early retirement Roth IRA account over time. I hope that makes sense. It's really amazing. But after age 65, if you did not use any of that money for medical expenses or whatever's left in there, you can just effectively use like a traditional IRA where you'll be taxed on that income as ordinary income. Now, I really should have titled this video, How to Stop Paying Taxes with This One Trick. The IRS hates this. But in all seriousness, I do hope the IRS is watching, because now I can gently ask, please IRS, smash the like button, or maybe file the like button, or pay the like button. I even accept all forms of small installments of subscribing to my channel, whichever one works. If you are gonna do this, please talk to your HR department and ask them about all the benefits, because remember, you have to be enrolled in a high deductible healthcare plan, and it doesn't always make sense financially for everybody in every single situation all the time, because sometimes you may just want cheaper health insurance with a lower deductible rate. It really just depends, but whatever you do, please don't have like actively managed funds in your HSA account that's charging you ridiculous fees of like 1 or 2%. You want something very passive like an index fund. So again, make sure that they offer those type of things before you start investing, because remember, the money that sits in this HSA account is actually money that's generating interest for you over time. Also, I just realized that by saying HSA account, I'm saying health savings account. That's a redundancy and it doesn't make sense. Now, I know this is the internet and everybody likes to have an opinion, and sometimes people come to watch my videos to learn something. Sometimes people come to just hang out with me, which is super cool. I feel like I'm hanging out with everybody when I'm answering all the comments, and I usually answer every single comment on my channel, or at least I try. And sometimes people come to watch my channel to just debate and flex their brain muscles. And admittedly, there are some very smart people in the comment section who sometimes correct me, and I'll be very surprised if I don't get some pushback of people saying that, Andrei, HSAs should only be prioritized if you can max out your other retirement accounts like your Roth IRA and your 401k, because HSAs lose money due to inflation of increased medical costs over time or any changes to the law. And I think there's definitely merit to both of those arguments. It might make more sense to pay for your medical expenses with your HSA account if you are not maxing your retirement accounts. So if you're not doing that, consider putting more money into things like your Roth or your traditional IRA, and debatably, we can debate this one, your 401k. But the big advantage is if your employer offers contribution matching, and if you can invest with low-cost index funds that give you above inflation returns. So if you do all that, you're gonna do great, but we can debate this in the comments section, because let's face it, I've got nothing better to do. Oh wait, yes I do. Yes I do. It's called life. And I'm gonna go do that right now. In fact, I'm gonna go see a Conor McGregor fight, UFC, here in Las Vegas. How amazing is that? I've always seen them on TV, and then my friend invited me to go to this event, and I'm like, let's do it. But I hope those guys have health insurance. I hope they have HSAs. But let's face it, when you're making millions of dollars per year, I don't think you need an HSA to lower your taxable burden, because you're kind of making a lot of money. These are the things that keep me up at night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.
Something magical, pretending that nobody knows, trying to hide but it shows. Lost my sense of logical, think that I'm gonna explode, echoes inside of my bones. Not the brave kind, never dare to take the leap when the chances come. You are special. ordinary can get you out.